Oh, wait, sorry. Hello, everyone. My name is Jeremiah, and this is The Conversation. Sorry, I just wanted to add in a little bit of media greatness, which is
It was never necessary.
No. Have you ever watched
Yeah, add in a
Bedingfield?
graphic there.
Bedingfield is not a good outline on how to run a company. They went bankrupt after 5 films.
Hey, 5 films is a pretty good run.
Okay, 5 films that didn't get a DVD or a VHS. And were only distributed by the Daily Mail.
Wait, but we beat them.
Fair enough.
We beat them because we did 3 podcasts.
You're right. More successful than Bevanfield. Holy crap! You know what? Put that on my tombstone. I'm less of a disappointment than Bevan.
Yeah. So we have reached that
For
bar.
those who do not know, Bevanfield is a knockoff corporation that was designed to capitalize off Disney movies back when they were doing their fairy tale stuff. So they would make these movies in which they would get the lowest quality animators they could. Some has-been actors that are kinda known, but not really, like Sean Connery.
Mm-hmm.
And then they would make these films with a deal with the Daily Mail, and the Daily Mail would distribute them. So while you're reading about how everyone who isn't British is inherently evil and racist towards white people, you can also watch a movie that'll make you depressed.
Fantastic.
No. You know what? If PragerU wants to get more people on board, they just need to put out very low-quality knockoff films based on really bad Disney movies.
Speaking of bad Disney movies, can we talk about Raya and the Last Dragon? So, on top of the Disney subscription, service, which is not super cheap, they make you pay, what was it, like $30 for the movie when you're already paying for a subscription for the most cookie-cutter Disney film of maybe all time.
It's definitely stupid.
I don't know what you're talking about because I'm gonna be honest. I only watch the free stuff on Disney Plus because I pay for it. So
Fair enough.
why would I pay them?
That's the smart move. My father bought it for no reason without consulting anybody. So everyone else was like, "All right, I guess." And we watched it, and we were disappointed thoroughly.
Every single movie that's come out in the past year during the pandemic has been garbage.
I just watched Quiet Place 2 in theaters. So that was
it was
fantastic.
not good.
It was Quiet Place 2 was fantastic.
Sorry, I personally have a major issue with the original Quiet Place.
What's wrong with the original Quiet Place, I must ask?
The issue I had with it is theoretic, like just on a basic standpoint, the entire plot is impossible. Because if there are aliens that can only hear via noise, right? And they went to a planet full of noise to the point where a waterfall was driving them insane. They stressed that a waterfall scared them off, how loud it was. They went into populated cities and took over the world.
Yeah, and killed everything that moved, yes.
Yeah, but here's the problem.
They probably tried to kill a waterfall for a while.
I mean, you know how you kill a bat? You do a very loud noise.
Oh, fair enough. I mean, maybe they can smell each other or something. Who knows?
And also, the other thing that really confused me is there's these two people, and it's the end of the world and all that, and they go, you know what we need to do? Have quiet, unprotected sex.
That was kind of a bad call, but the horror of the movie wasn't really. It wasn't a horror. It was a thriller, and what they did was they toyed with the humans' values, such as family, That was a big theme.
Yeah.
And they took their little meat hooks and they put it in your brain. And, what if we killed the baby? What if we sacrificed the dad?
The problem I
That's
have
tension.
with the movie is maybe it's just me, but I did not really care for any of the characters enough to. I think it was a really interesting idea, and I thought it was pretty cool. But
Yeah,
the problem
character
is,
development isn't like where it shines for sure.
it's not. If someone asked me to list like some of the coolest concept horror / thriller movies, Quiet Place might be on there. But if you ask me like the best, I wouldn't put it on.
Fair enough. I mean, a lot of that movie, what makes it good isn't looking at the characters as the characters. It's putting yourself in the situation, and that's what makes it entertaining.
Yeah, but I guess the same thing could be said for like anything.
Well,
Like-
right, because Alien isn't a scary movie unless you're the one on the ship, right? Like, if you just turn your head maybe 30 degrees to the left, you'll see, oh, I'm in my living room or whatever. And if you did that for every movie, no horror movie would be scary.
Oh, that's why they're doing VR horror movies now. Which sounds like the worst thing in the world.
Well, here's
Maybe
what I'll
it's
say.
just me, but that sounds like it's just a panic. Oh, there's a deer outside.
Well, I'm gonna be honest here.
Hey.
Horror movies. The best horror movies is from that series. I know it's supposed to be serious.
If you say
Willy's
Final
Wonderland?
Destination, you son of a
Final
bitch.
Destination.
No, don't say Final Destination.
Wonderful.
You know what?
pieces
You know
of
what?
Horror literature.
Alice in Wonderland is genuinely like a more interesting horror film series, even though it's not meant to be horror, than Final Destination.
Alice in
No.
Borderland is very, very good.
No, I refuse to believe, because Final Destination has something that no other movie series has, which is the amazing ability to make people laugh at something that should be horrifying throughout an entire movie.
Okay.
Because it's like, and then the ant rolled down the hill, and that fell off a pine cone, which detonated a bomb which was sitting there, which blew up a building, which fell on a much larger ant. And when that ant died at its family's funeral, one of the ants was actually a mad scientist. And in an act of revenge, it blew up the Washington State. That's what that movie's about.
I know, like it's pretty much it's like if you asked Michael Bay to direct a slasher film.
Yeah, it's so cool.
And he's
by the
just
way,
like,
there's 5.
genius.
There's 5. I watched
There's
like
5.
at least 4 of them. Yes.
Okay, but here's the real conversation that needs to be had: is Saw or Final Destination a worse series?
A
Final
worse
Destination
series?
is a
I'd
bad
say
series.
it's not like
perfect.
horrid. I don't. Saw never gets high on Rotten Tomatoes, but nobody expects Saw to be like good, right?
Well, the main issue with Saw is it tries
It does try very hard.
it both tries not at all and way too much.
It's just a gore porn. That's their
Yeah.
whole selling point.
I mean, it's not as bad as films like a Syrian film. It's
Sure.
not as bad as that, but that's pretty much the equivalent of saying, well, it's better than shooting yourself in the foot 50 times till it rots off.
I don't know.
So-
I wasn't really against. I am neutral on the Saw series, right? Because like on one hand, sure, if you look at it from like a film standpoint, it's got some holes and definitely not the best shooting or writing.
Very holy.
But on the other hand, it's cool to think, oh, that's a really messed up situation.
Well, if that's what you want, just read some H.P. Lovecraft.
Well, yeah, but H.P. Lovecraft is just out here like, yeah, listen, it's really scary, and I could describe it, but it's beyond comprehension. You know, it's a horror beyond description. So let's just move
Okay,
on.
all right. Play Amnesia.
Which one? Dark Descent? Because the new one was kind of bad.
The Dark Descent, the new one wasn't terrible. I mean, considering all the schlock we've been getting these days, it's probably one of the better horror films we've got.
No, dude, it's a walking sim with like no scary monster design. It's like just play Death Stranding at that point.
Wait, is this a video game?
Yeah, there's
Okay,
an
alright, I was
old
like-
horror game series called Amnesia.
I
And
was
they
about to
released
go,
a new
I
game
wanted to
recently, and it's just not my cup of tea.
Yeah,
What about
that's silly.
Machine
Is it a
for
movie?
Pigs? Did you like it?
I didn't look into that game very much.
It's interesting. Either people hate it or they love it. There's no in
Sure.
between.
Wait,
No,
was
like
talking about
some
horror video
down
games?
for.
I got a horror
Yes,
video
sir.
game that I have played that
Uh-oh.
is the most
Start
horrifying one
referencing some
ever.
email.
Let's hear it.
It's called Everybody's Golf, and it's the most horrifying game
Oh
because
god.
if you hit that ball and it goes into the other course on this one, it will fucking slide down, and there's a hill that you have to try to shoot over in order to get your ball back on the course. And once you're doing that, you're going in
Yikes.
plus territory. And I mean, maybe Final Destination squeaks it out as my favorite horror thing in the world, but like, I mean,
Please.
honestly, when you really talk
Why
about
are
horror
you
films,
hurting me?
talk about horror films. It's
On the
all about
topic of
Destination and Everybody's Golf,
sure, of course.
or Avatar: The Last
While we're
Airbender
talking about
movie.
horror video games, Alien Isolation is a classic, and I must say it holds up today. I bought it recently, and it's very, very scary and fun until you understand how the alien's AI works, and then you can just kind of sauce on it.
Well, that's how every game is. I mean,
Fair.
there's been a lot of horror games that lately just been really kind of ticking me off. But I did quite enjoy. I think Alien Isolation was one of the few ones that was actually trying for something.
Wait, Rexy, have you played any horror game?
No.
Me neither. But although I think
This
anything
is-
counts as a horror game, because I mean, like, think about it. Like, even Pokemon's a horror game. You know, Mario Kart's a horror
Like
game.
Subnautica, Thalassophobia.
Subnautica is probably one of the better unintentional horror games.
I love the ocean. I bought that game because I love like exploration, and I ended up 100%ing Subnautica Below Zero in 2 play sessions without ever crafting a compass.
I'm gonna be honest. I do appreciate that Below Zero was good.
Yeah,
I had my
really good.
reservations. But I was quite proud.
I didn't like how much of it was on land, I must say.
Yeah, they don't have a physics engine in that game. Their physics engine is garbage. But in news that everyone in this conversation can actually comprehend, it's Pride Month.
Huzzah!
Oh, something I know.
Fuck yeah!
So, oh wait, I was gonna say though, when you said engine, do you mean like, is it like an engine like a real engine or something, like the programming?
It's just
Yeah.
the software, not like a car engine.
Yeah, I know it's not a car engine.
Yeah.
It's like it could have been like.
It's what generates the world.
Yeah, and you know what's weird is that the only thing I know about video games is a tiny bit about how they're made because my dad works for a video company. And, you know, like like my dad was trying to tell me this last night, like about you know, just in general things, you know, and there's this whole thing that game studios do where they take a game and then they work on the same thing, but they just add some stuff to it. And I was like, but it's over. It's made. The game's made. Why would you do anything else with it? Let's move on
You
to the next
learned
thing.
about DLC.
Yeah.
Welcome to hell.
And I was just like, why would a company make the workers that are all artists work on something that they've already worked on and already gotten awards?
Money.
Just move on. It's over. It's been made. It's like if they made the Super Bowl, right? And then it was the Bucks versus the Chiefs, and then they're like, okay, but let's edit it next week. In about 6 months, everyone, well, there's preseason. We're just gonna have this thing called Super Bowl Plus, and it's gonna be Super Bowl, but with some added things like, I don't know, some trucks and cars, and maybe like we'll throw in some hyenas. And I'm just
I don't know
Sometimes
about you,
fix
but I'd be
bugs.
much more into Super Bowl if it was doing shit like that. Like, I'd be down. I would do that. The football assignments you've given me by now.
But look, we're about
If just halfway through a game they go, all right, time for the bonus round. They pull out some trucks. Everyone get in your cars.
Oh my god. Oh, by the way, have you all ever seen car
Um,
rugby?
No.
We're never speaking of this again.
Oh, okay, alright. So on Top Gear, they did this thing called car rugby, where it's just rugby, but it's in
But in
Kia
cars.
cars. It's in IKEA cars.
Who watches rugby on its own anyway?
Who watches what?
Who like just watches rugby normally?
Oh, I don't.
Just watch. Our 3 viewers of video are going to be offended and they're going to leave because we insulted rugby.
Good, we don't want rugby fans around here.
Yeah, you know what? Rugby fans, if you're trying to watch this film, this thing, guess what? We're inclusive to everyone but you freaks.
But I like rugby. I think rugby's
Wrong.
fun, and I'm the leader, so
Down
You
with-
do not like rugby, sorry.
Guess what? Guess what, sweetie? You're no longer in charge of the organization. I'm taking over. I'm doing a star scream.
no.
I'm star screaming this up.
Okay. Aid,
Doesn't
you want
Starstream
to
get
take
his
control of
ass
today's
kicked
stories?
like 90% of the time?
Yes, in every single version of Transformers, Starscream takes over for about 1 episode, and then he's brutally murdered by Megatron. Every time! You think he'd learn his lesson by now?
Hey, you know what's interesting? I was looking at colleges today.
More of it.
Like I have for like the last week, and I'm foregoing my ending my schoolwork to like tomorrow, where I'm gonna do just it all day long, because I want to get most of my college interest stuff put down on paper. I mean, not put down paper, put down tab on Google, so I kind of know like what programs there are, which colleges, and how many I want to look at more into, and then start deciding like which cities I want to be in, all that kind of stuff. And one of the things I've definitely been looking at is like how it can further like today's stories. And you know, it's kind of funny because one thing about colleges and like everything in the world is that the interfaces are so complex. Like I remember I was on one, and when I finally got to the managerial programs that they had, it would look pretty cool. But like it tricked me. It like got me to go into this thing that had like articles, and then like it made me go to this other thing, and then this other thing. And like I'm just
Sweetie,
like, where's your search for your program?
this is the time that I think you were meant to learn this. It's because the colleges, they make it overly complicated so they can weed out the poor people. Right? Because they'll run out of Wi-Fi by the time they actually get to what they need. So it's how the college makes sure that you can't apply. It's genius.
Well, that's the thing. The apply button, that's a simple. Like, there's always an apply button, like, near the top. But the thing is, as I'm just looking at the courses and programs, right? Like, I want to know, can I get a business major or an advertising major or an entrepreneurial major or an organizational major? Can I get one of those that looks really good, or can I see, like, all 4 of them look pretty good to me and I want to look more into them? And, like, all the time, there'll be like this tab that says academics, and it depends on which college it is, because sometimes it's like really easy and you go to academics and it has the major and minors, you just click on one of them. But in some of them it has this weird thing where it's like, oh yeah, this, that, this, and they all kind of sound like majors and minors. And then you click on some of them and it's just like, this page no longer exists, thank you for visiting.
If you're getting a 404 error on a college website, I don't think that's a college you should be going to. Like, are you visiting Evergreen's website?
No, that happened in Harvard's website, I believe.
Okay, to be fair, Harvard, I'm not surprised. They've been cutting programs left and right these days.
Yeah, I don't.
Mm.
I mean, Harvard still is listed as one of the best schools for management.
It's not that it's a bad school. It's just
Some,
it's going through like what's the term?
Puberty.
Remodeling, if that makes sense.
what
They're
about
trying to
that again?
change everything.
I was saying that the term that you might be looking for is puberty.
No. God,
Oh, yes.
no. That
Oh,
implies
man.
it's going to get better. But shh.
You know, I kind of want to go
I did a
to.
funny.
There are some like really awesome
Hawaii?
programs out there, though.
In Hawaii?
Oh yeah,
Did
there's
you
one
just
in
say
Hawaii that's really
Hawaii?
cool.
No, I said I did a funny.
No,
Oh.
Jeremiah.
No, I just said
Where are you
there's some
thinking
really
about
good
going?
programs out there.
Yeah,
There's
there
some-
are.
Yeah, and you know it's interesting to me because even though that Today's Stories is starting here in Seattle, I don't know if it's gonna stay here or if I'm gonna go to college out of state and it's gonna move to somewhere else. I mean, based on our team, because it's only like 5 people, and honestly, you know, Logan, you're gonna be going to college after next year, and Rexy, you're gonna go to college after next year, and half our team's going to college this coming year. You know, it might make sense just to switch it off, you know, when I go to college, because a lot of the people here are either juniors or seniors, and you know, tail end of the year. But yeah, I just wanted to let you guys know about that. I was wondering what you guys thought about that too, because like I think wherever I go, I'm gonna try to set up the base there.
It really is completely unimportant. You can go to college wherever you want. It doesn't really affect
Well,
anything, because even if you set it up at the college, this is an internet-based thing, because otherwise it can't grow, so it doesn't
yeah. I
really
mean,
matter.
you know, but like the people who do the, you know, let's say like if we were to do in person, you know, like story productions and stuff,
Well,
it would probably be wherever.
Well, most people aren't going to be able to no matter what, so realistically, the in-person stuff is kind of almost impossible to do consistently when we film,
I wouldn't necessarily say
because,
that.
I
It
mean,
depends. It depends how much, you know, like money or even just out. What's it called? Influence we have by the point. Because the thing is that like
well,
something that someone told me
even in
about
the most,
college is that like you get a lot of if you go to the right college, you get a lot of connections for things like you know uh, advertising and you know even just management stuff for organizations and all that. So like I think that it'll definitely help this grow. Like I don't know how far it will, but like if it were to get to a sustainable
yes, but
point.
if it, that's the point. If it grows, it's going to go to other places. It's not going to only grow in one place, thus there's no real reason to worry about this, because by the time it grows, if it does grow, it's going to be spread out. I mean, just think about it like logistically speaking. I am an hour and a half from you guys.
That's true.
And
Wait, what? You're an hour and a half from us?
yeah, I live an hour and a half away from you guys. So logistically speaking, if you guys would have like once a week meetings, I would most likely not spend 3 hours once a week just to attend a short 30-minute update meeting.
Yeah, no. Well,
And for a lot of the Speedy,
yeah.
let me finish. And for a lot of the events, why would someone? Because let's say we have someone who lives
In what?
which would be about 2 hours away from in Canada. Let's say
Canada. Okay.
It's 2 hours away. It would take them about 4 hours to properly transport to the area to do an event. And this is for someone who lives under 100 miles away.
Mm-hmm.
They would not be able to attend anything logistically speaking.
Mm-hmm.
And if you want this to be a network, that's how networks work. Unless you only pick like 10 people, you're going to be required to do this.
Oh, that makes sense. I'm mainly like talking about if we end up doing story productions like that, or even like the collaboration night stuff. I was thinking about. Sorry, what?
Well, I mean, here's the thing with that still. The thing with that still remains the same, and it's, well, the problem still remains the same, and that's that most people, no matter where you set it, okay, for events, there's always going to be people who can't attend. If you go to college anywhere that is not in Washington, no one in today's story is currently going to attend.
Yeah,
But if you do something in Washington, no one from anywhere else can attend.
Yeah.
So these live events are going to have to be very sparse, rare, and not too big of a deal that it will literally change your entire decision about where you go. Like, it just isn't a factor. No?
Well, I'd argue that the connections are something to think about, but also, it's more about the connections than necessarily like the location, I guess. But like, still the location does affect that and who.
Okay, well, we're probably taking up too much time of this entertainment-based video talking about logistics.
Oh, yeah. Rexy, I have a question.
Yeah?
So, if you had a pizza, okay, and you wanted to, if you had a pizza and you wanted to give it to all your friends, right? But you can only cut it into 3 slices. How would you transport it to your friends? All of your friends.
In a box, right?
Okay, yeah.
Oh, Logan, by the way, it's the same question's gonna go to you next.
I think you already answered the question.
I did?
Oh, he already answered the question.
Oh, Logan, what was the answer?
A box.
The box!
Okay, so you're just... Okay, but you can only have one pizza and only has 3 slices. So you just send the whole thing in a box and go, you have to give it to each other or something?
Well, what do you want me to do? If I'm transporting it, I'm not just going to carry it around.
Okay,
Have him fight to the death for it.
Yeah, are you just going to put it in front of your friends and be like, oh, well, only got 3
I'd
slices.
probably cut it into smaller pieces.
No, you can't. You can't. That's the
Why
rule.
Why
are
not?
you trying to be responsible? There's no place for responsibility here.
Well, the question is how would I transport it?
Say, go at it.
Okay, true.
Look,
How would I transport
what you
it?
would do is you'd see how many of them would be willing to, like, what you do is you leave it in the middle of the room, and you say, whoever takes it first can have it. But that being said, everyone will know you're the one who took it. So make your choice carefully. And watch them fight like animals.
Oh my gosh. It's a pizza. No one's gonna fight.
Murder is okay.
Hey, you know what?
Okay, to make things more intense, there's no way to leave the building.
Oh my gosh. So, anyways, here's another question. It's even better. Okay, so you have to go to Ireland. okay, and carry
I'm already not a big
a
fan of this.
bag of Hershey cookies and cream bars
Jesus Christ, he's doing it again, isn't he?
with you.
This is
Who
like the
would you
mini
take
bake
with
oven thing
you?
again. Okay, everyone ignore them.
No. We're gonna ask
Everyone
this question. We're gonna
ignore.
ask it. It's such a good question. Okay. You have to transport your Hershey cookies and cream bars, and there's a person following you that looks like Piccolo from Dragon Ball Z, who wants to do nothing but destroy your cookies and cream bars. But you can't have them get destroyed, because if you get them to Ireland, then you'll end up having $200 million. So what would you do to
So
transport your
Rexy,
cookies and
how's
cream?
things going lately?
No. Logan, you can start with this one.
You find any cute outfits lately? Cause like that's been all I've been doing. I've just been looking at cute outfits since the world ended.
Wait, Logan,
Well,
will you
I've
answer the
been.
question? Rexy, will
I
you
was
answer
not
the
asking you a question.
Yeah.
Well, I've
Go,
been
Logan.
wearing a lot of dresses lately. But it's nice out, and I can go places.
Ooh, how fun!
Yeah, I'm really excited. I just wearing dresses always makes me feel happy.
You know what? That's valid and correct.
You know what else is valid and correct? Why, Rexy, great for you. My question.
Nothing
Logan,
you have
go
said
ahead and
is
answer
valid and
the
correct.
glorious question.
Dolly, I will kill you. I
Logan,
know where you
please
live.
do. I will
You've
give
given
you,
me your address.
I
What
will
was the
give you
question?
ice cream. Okay, so you have to get an entire box of cookies and cream Hershey bars
This isn't
to
good
Ireland,
comedy. This
and
isn't
you'll
good
get
content. This isn't
200,
even good
and
bit.
you'll get $200 million if you do so. But there's a
I
person
swear
that has the same powers
to
as
God,
Piccolo from Dragon Ball Z
I will
chasing you the entire
fucking
time.
end
How would
you.
you get it to Ireland?
Okay, so
There
one,
is
I have
nothing.
I do not know who Piccolo is. So, what are my means? Do I have any means? Can I do anything?
Yeah, you can do anything that you say, but Piccolo basically
This is a waste of a video.
he can shoot magical beams of light at you that will kill you, and he can fly
So
and
I can
move
do
very
anything
fast.
I say I do, right? Like it doesn't have to be realistic.
No, it has to be realistic. It has to be with the laws of physics. But you can use anything that has to be with the
Okay.
laws of physics, despite the price.
I would get at least 100,000 like stunt doubles. I'd hire every single person that looks like me to dress up like me and run in random directions. There's no way he'd know which one is real. And then I would just book it to Ireland.
This is not true. Piccolo would use his clothing on
Yeah,
you so you can.
Well, if he clones me, then there's just more of me to catch.
But honestly,
Hey,
Piccolo could just do the
good
Kamehameha and kill all of
clothing
you at the same
beam.
time.
Not
He
if
shoots
not
out
if we all
clothes.
start on different points in the U.S.
But I swear to
And
God,
we'll all have a hand
why
meter
am I
that will just turn this
participating
shit
in
back
this?
to-
Why am I participating in this?
I
Where
take
are my
you couldn't.
standards and
Take it you
goddamn life?
you couldn't find a good answer, huh? You lost the
Oh,
challenge, didn't you?
yeah,
What
you're losing the challenge.
challenge?
The
You're losing the
Ireland challenge.
Yeah, Logan came up with an answer that seems to be good enough to win. Actually, Rexy, you got one, and you got one. Are you both giving up your reign to Logan?
I want to die.
Yeah, you lose.
I feel ya.
Rex, you're gonna lose too.
Okay.
Let's
You're
do
gonna try.
it together, Aiden.
Okay, doll. Let me just
Yeah.
tell you something.
Yeah.
Okay.
What's up?
Remember when I told you that sometimes you don't know when a joke should.
Oh no! This isn't a joke that should ever end. This is a joke that I will bring up randomly in these podcasts until the day today's story
I
no longer
swear to
exists, or I
fucking
die, or I leave today's stories.
I
This is like the
will.
three options.
I'm gonna have to Starscream this. I mean,
There's
sure,
gotta
I'll
be a better
die.
term for star than star screaming it.
No, there is no better term for a mutiny than Starscream.
What's
Well,
that?
that also implies catastrophic failure.
I'm aware.
What's Star
It'd be
Scream?
very realistic. Okay.
It's when he overthrows you and then dies.
Okay, so you like okay, Jeremiah, you like the Japanimation, correct?
You mean
You like them
anime?
animes?
Yeah, kind of.
Yes, those animes.
There's
Okay.
some that are good.
All
There's
right.
some that are
Well,
awful.
there's an anime
Yeah.
called Transformers, which isn't very good. But humorously, it has one of the strangest running gags I've seen in anything, which is killing and taking control of the Decepticon army. Killing the leader of the Decepticon army, taking it over, and then dying the same episode and immediately losing everything you built up. It is the weirdest running gag ever, and I love it.
That sounds really repetitive. I'm not really a big fan of repetitive things. You know,
It only happens once a series, but it happens every series. Every spin-off series. They keep on assuming that one day you're gonna go like, wait a minute, is Starscream actually gonna win? But he never wins. It's weird. It's almost like it's a plot twist that he keeps losing, because you expect that at one point they would do something more interesting, but they never do.
I see.
And that was also terrible comedy. I'm really bad at this. Okay.
Hey, you know what?
That was almost as bad as your Milky Way part.
It's okay, because I got another great question for all of you. So
I swear to God,
I was this week. I was thinking because next week, because this week is our last week having like meetings for projects and stuff. We're gonna be on the conversation every week though. Every well, technically Friday for the years. Friday, at 12:45 about.
Ruined the illusion.
Yeah, but it's voluntary. It's not. No one has to be here. It's not like the meetings where it's like, oh, volunteers, please show up, because if you don't, then we wouldn't be doing anything.
We're just saying that for the viewers. In reality, he has us all hostage.
How? How?
Basement.
If you want to, you can just mute the channel and ignore me. I mean, people have done that before on here. I'm pretty sure.
Shut up. Stop using your logic.
Well, something interesting. Logan, I almost forgot to mention, you weren't at the meeting last time because, you can't be at Friday stuff that much. So I wanted to send you something that's important, I think.
Thing.
It is important. What am I talking about? I'm like, I think it's important.
You of all people should know.
Yeah, I should know. I'm pretty sure it is because I literally said in my head, I'm like, this is important, and I'm just like, I don't know, maybe in my head, maybe my entire strategy. Also, yes, question while I'm doing this for you, Logan.
Of course.
All right, so you have to pick a buddy in this group to travel with you to.
Oh my God.
To Mississippi, to a small town that wants nothing more than to steal your cheese sticks. You have 15 cheese sticks in
oh God.
pockets, and you have to keep the cheese sticks away from the people of the town for a week, and then you can go home and reclaim your prize of 50 golden bars.
Oh yeah.
Rexy, you haven't said anything for like
and
10 minutes.
I have to bring a buddy that's on the server.
Yeah, no, a buddy that's here right now, like out of the four of us, three.
Wait a minute, Rexy,
choose a second one of me.
Right now? If you're feeling ill, you can leave.
Oh, Rex, are you feeling ill?
I mean, I can't.
I'm gonna go.
Yeah, Rex, totally.
Okay,
cool.
Well, as someone who's been feeling ill for a week, make sure you drink lots of water, And yeah, just drink lots of water.
Yeah. And Rexy, if you're not feeling it tomorrow, just let me know, and I can send you the nomination thing we're gonna be filling out. Fill it out whenever next week or so. Just want to let you know about that. But you can go, Rexy, if you want.
Okay.
If
I love
need
you guys
to.
platonically.
We love you platonically too.
Yeah, high five. Okay.
Anyways,
All right,
I would pick a second one of me to double the amount of cheese sticks that I'd have, so I have twice the chance of not losing them all.
No, you and your partner have the same number of cheese sticks, no matter what.
Oh, total?
Yeah.
Well, if I pick me, then it'll still be confusing as to who has the cheese sticks at any given time.
Okay, sure. Abe, what would you choose?
I wonder.
Well, as a person who is Southern, I would attempt to use my Southern style charm to just kind of talk to him. I don't know, like, say, why you want these cheese sticks so much? You could just stop by the local store. You could probably get better ones, because these ones fit in my pocket for a while. Like, the only way that I could see you trying to justify this is having it be a weird sex thing, and we both know you don't want it to seem like a weird sex thing. So, just let us go.
Who would you take with you? Two ways to this argument. Yeah, who would be your partner? Who would be your
Okay. I think I would take someone who is... I think I'd take Obama. Because that would distract them. Because if I took Obama, it would distract them.
Uh-oh. Well,
Because
Logan,
they would just be like...
Logan got capitally absorbed. Also, sweetie, it's supposed to be people. It's supposed to be people that were in the conversation, just like for the last hour. Like you.
Are you saying
me,
Obama isn't in the conversation?
Logan, me and Rexy. That's who you can choose from.
Are you saying Obama did not found today's stories?
I did.
No, that's clearly a lie. Look,
As-
I'm gonna fight this nonsense with nonsense.
Well, come on.
Because that's all I know how to do.
It's not nonsense at all. It's completely legitimate question that needs your utmost respect and importance.
I'd probably take the fish in my room, because they've been a part of the conversation so far.
Okay, alright. I think I would choose... I think I would choose... I think I would choose Logan, because he's never nervous around others, and he could definitely do a bunch of goofy stuff that, even if we lost the cheese, would be pretty fun.
I like how, while talking to you, you're like, I'd rather have this person with me. And you know what? I appreciate the moxie that is required to do that. You know what? You get 10 relationship points. If you get 100, you can cash it in for the prize.
Ooh.
Yes.
That's fantastic.
Isn't that goals? Mm-hmm.
Well, you know,
Is
would like...
Logan just gone now?
I don't know where Logan went. I really don't know. You know, like... Oh, he's responding, so maybe he's got this. He's gonna explain where he went.
I mean, I guess I could play Logan.
There's no one that can play Logan except for Logan.
I don't know. I feel like I could be I don't know how to describe their personality. Interesting. No, I'm not very interesting. Okay. Then you are a wreck.
Oh, darn it. Logan had to go.
Wow, you just agreed with it.
Logan had to go because his family literally barged in and started talking to him while he was on a call.
Is that not what humans do? That reminds me of...
You know, I'm gonna be honest. I get really annoyed by this because, like, it's this whole weird idea that, you know, your personal life isn't worth, like, I don't know, private, like the privacy thing. Because I know parents do that a lot, including mine, done that a few select times. Although they're usually really good about that. And it's just this argument of like you're not working. I can come interrupt you. This is my house, and I'm just like, just imagine for a second that you're just like, you're in your house with your partner or whatever, or your friends, and
doing the dirty.
You just barge in on your friend that's just hanging out at your house while they're on vacation. And you just go, "This isn't your house, so I can do this as much as I want."
It was the impression that made that for me. It's such a...
I just feel that energy so much.
I mean, okay, but realistically, I have a theory. I feel like if there is someone who's an exhibitionist, I feel like I wouldn't be surprised if one of them decided, hey, I'm going to roommate with someone, but make sure it's someone who doesn't understand the concept of boundaries. So they'll constantly barge into my room. Like, does it seem like something that would have happened at some point?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
It's like how some closeted gay people will, like, end up joining a sport and then realizing that, that they can't be in the same locker room due to uncomfortable situations that will occur during that. I feel like the same thing has happened, but with exhibitionism at some point.
Oh my gosh. Well, with that...
See, this is why we need other people here. Our conversations quickly spiral into odd kink-based conversations.
Well, I mean, to be fair, that happens when it's just you, me, and Kylie. But I mean, I'm gonna sit here and say this. Since two of the people left for different instantiating reasons, they're totally valid, 100%. We're gonna call it good on the podcast tonight.
Are we not gonna do? Continue.
For everyone watching, for all the people that enjoy Pride Month, we're gonna be priding it up all month long, priding it up, woo. We'll see you next week, and we'll get started on a lot of fun projects coming this summer, starting in July, and of course the Today Stories Awards on July 10th. We hope you all had enjoyed this podcast. We'll see you next week on Friday.